This is an objective look at why some people have been calling the Varmint Rifle the best weapon in Red Dead Redemption 2 online. There's a load of reasons that people have given for this to be the best gun in the game, but there's also a few drawbacks with it too. So starting with the positives, the first is the fire rate. For a game with no fully automatic weapons, finding a gun with a really high fire rate is pretty difficult to do, unless you're stood on a Maxim gun. If you're using the Varmint Rifle and someone's going up against you with a carbine repeater, having that extra fire rate can be essential, because it will give you that chance to get the headshot on them before they can get it on you. And that leads me into my next positive for this weapon, and that is, like all guns in the game, it is a one-hit headshot. So despite the fact that the damage stat on this weapon is low, due to the fact the game rewards a headshot with an instant kill, this isn't really a problem. But it does mean that you need to drag your sight up on the auto aim and aim for a headshot every single time, which with whatever gun you're using you should try to do anyway. And the third positive that we're going to talk about, which is essential for getting those headshots, is the accuracy of the Varmint Rifle. The gun is extremely accurate, and after every shot, the outer ring of the sight shrinks a lot faster than on other guns. You can see in this side-by-side comparison against the carbine repeater how quickly that outer ring shrinks. And the reason that this is a positive is because the smaller that outer ring, the more accurate your shot is going to be. So you'll notice that after every single shot, that outer ring expands, and then if you took a shot at this point, the bullet could land anywhere within that circle. So the fact that the outer ring on the sight of the Varmint Rifle shrinks faster than other guns means that it returns to an accurate firing state a lot more quickly, which increases your chance of getting the headshots that you're aiming for. Another positive for this rifle is its ammo capacity. The Varmint Rifle can take 14 rounds at a time, which is double that of the carbine repeater. This means that you'll find yourself reloading a lot less frequently. The cost of the Varmint Rifle is another factor in its favour, so it only costs $72 to buy, and when you compare that to other guns in the game, that is a really good price. As well as this, it is unlockable early. You don't have to grind till level 60 to get hold of it. You can pick the Varmint Rifle up for $72 at level 8, which means it's accessible for relatively new game players. So the final positive on this list is the ammo price. It costs 40 cents for 60 rounds, which is significantly cheaper than bolt action rifles, for example. Now we've looked at the factors that are in favour of this being the best gun in the game, it's definitely worth mentioning some contrasting factors as well. The first, and I think by far the most important, is the fact that it's got a very weak body shot. With guns like the bolt action rifle, if you hit someone in the chest twice, then they're dead, whereas that is really not the case with the Varmint Rifle. Although you should always go for headshots anyway, sometimes you will find yourself missing the head and hitting the body. And in this clip, for example, it's pretty frustrating when you hit someone 5 times and they don't go down. But in fairness, the guns do have to be balanced to make an enjoyable multiplayer, so you can't really complain too much about this. The second drawback for this weapon is the amount of rounds you can carry with you. So unlike the repeaters that can carry 200 rounds, you can only carry 100 Varmint Rifle rounds, which means you will find yourself having to go and buy ammo more frequently. But if you're going between online matches, then be sure to buy that ammo in the lobby before the game starts. You can do this by going down to purchases and either buying Varmint Rifle rounds only or by maxing out your ammo for every weapon. And the third negative on this list is the slow reload time. A side-by-side comparison here, for example, with the carbine repeater, to fill your gun completely up, there is a big difference in time. But despite this, a Varmint Rifle can take 14 rounds at a time. And the fact you load them individually means that you can put a couple in when you need them here and there, which means you shouldn't really ever find yourself in a situation when you're reloading from zero anyway. So looking at both the positives and the negatives for this weapon, in my opinion, it is the best weapon that I've used so far in the game. I may change my mind as I slowly unlock different guns, but I think there's definitely a reason for the fact that there's a lot more Varmint Rifle kills going on than there used to be. I think everyone's now started to catch on that this is a quality weapon. Let me know what you think of the Varmint Rifle in the comments, or if there's any other weapons that you can think of that could be argued to be the best in the game, or even ones that you've just found really effective. If you want a guide on medium and short range combat, then there are 2 links in the description to a video on both of those topics. Thanks a lot for watching. If this video helped you out, then please give it a like and subscribe for more straight to the point quick guides in the future. I'm JmCooKie. Cheers.